Over these past couple of years, with all that you've been through, that did get frustrated, that did get, start thinking this wasn't ever going to happen for you? Have you been able to stay positive throughout?
I'd be lying if I say I didn't. I didn't feel sorry for myself here and there, but I'm the type of person in general that when there's nothing but darkness, I can somehow see a little bit of light. And I kept doing that for myself, even though I felt like something bad was, going on for me and feeling bad. I always know that it always turns around. In the past, you always stick to your guns and do the right thing and just train hard. It always turns around and good things happen. So we're here now, and I've had a ton of practice to be here, and I'm ready to go out there and fully be myself and be near perfect and go out there and execute.
Donald Cerrone's on strike and tear, wouldn't you agree?
Yeah, his last four fights, I'd say so.
Do you think it would be smart to mix it up with him, keep the fight changing a lot?
Yeah, I don't. For me, it's not about going out there and just saying, "Oh, I'm going to do this" or "I'm going to do that." It's a feel, man. Fighting is a feel. It's not here's the question and then here's the answer. It's not linear. It's very up, down. It's just like life. So I need to go out there. I'm going to do what I do best: create angles, feints, create openings. And when I see them openings, I'm going to attack fierce and fucking violent, and I'm going to put this guy away.
So this is going to be a high-paced, violent fight.
Yeah.
So you're building it up. I mean, you're really feeling it. You're feeling it for fight of the night.
Yeah. I'm looking for a bonus, but guys, it's not going to be fight of the night.
It sounds like there's going to be some kind of bonus there. Just the way this fight is going to be so violent and so high, fast paced. There might be a bonus there.
Yeah,
I'm feeling it.
Bonus, I'm looking for. I'm not looking for the fight of the night.
Right.
I've been in a lot of fight of the nights. They're
right.
not. I never come out of them happy. I want to make a performance bonus. I want to do it clean. I want to do it in a manner that sends a message to everyone else.
Do you think the UFC is lucky to have you?
I would say so. I think anybody who I'm able to sign with on a contract is lucky. I value myself. I know what I'm capable of, and I know what I bring to the table.
You really bring interest in this division, though, from a fan perspective.
Yeah, I mean,
from a hardcore fan perspective.
The support has been crazy through the fans. I came here and I'm sort of not feeling the new guy feel. A lot of people have just been waiting for this to happen, and they're happy it happened, and so am I.
You were sneaking along this morning when I caught up with you with your cap over your head on the phone. Were you just trying to keep it a bit low-key this morning when you were on your way down here, or were you just late?
No, I was late. I was trying to get to weigh in, and I had to weigh in, get breakfast, and then get over to the Tough House for a photo shoot. So our day today is jam-packed, so it's really tough for me to be able to please the fans, sign autographs, take pictures, and be able to do all this all at once.
I loved our chat last week about you saying about growing up in Kensington, having your gloves in your bag, and you knock on a kid's door and you spar on a street corner. In a way, I suppose, coming here and being involved in the UFC, I know you're mature now, but with your name in lights in Vegas, it's just water off a duck's back to you, really, isn't it? Because where you're from.
It kind of is. Where I'm from, it's a huge fight in town, and if you couldn't fight, you basically weren't worth the shit. So, growing up, it was always important to be tough, to own your skills, and to be good at fighting. And this is sort of just sort of a byproduct for something I was already doing. And there's more byproducts that are beneficial: the money, the media, everything else. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to fight, get better at fighting, and become a champion.
And as you said, it was kind of like the mythical home of Rocky Balboa in the Rocky movies, where you're from. Do you feel like yours is going to be a Rocky story in part of UFC history as well?
Yeah, I feel like it already has. It's just sort of the unknown Rocky story, A lot of people don't know who I am. I'm sure with the media behind it, it's going to cast a huge light on it, and people are going to find it interesting. Every time I sort of let people know my story and where I'm from and where I want to be, where I want my future to be, everyone's pretty intrigued. So my life in general has been this story of Rocky, and growing up I've been inspired by him and many others, but it's kind of ironic.
And just your take on, spoke last week, you said, I'm very experienced anyway, just your take on what it feels like today with this great attention. It's a big media day here at Moment Around You. We've never had 12 fighters on a media day before. It's jam-packed in here.
Yeah.
It'll be jam-packed out there. There'll be queues for the weigh-in. What does that do to you?
Nothing.
Okay.
I wish I could tell you guys.
Yeah.
I wish I could sit here and tell you, oh, I'm so pumped and
Yeah.
excited. I'm completely disconnected from my standpoint. I try to be you. I try to be the fans. I try to be the spectator. In my eyes, I'm the spectator. I'm not the spectacle. You guys are coming to see me, but I'm looking at you like, man, this is cool as shit.
You're cool, calm, and collected, basically.
That allows me to be myself, and when I'm myself, I go out there and I dominate my opponent. So I just like to enjoy being here and being the spectator, not the spectacle.
Thank you very much.
Eddie,
Cheers.
and we know, like you mentioned, you're from Philly. Philly fighters are known for being tough fighters. How does being from Philly carry with you as far as your fights in the cage?
It's not just myself, but guys that I grew up with, guys that I fought with, and guys that I trained with in Philadelphia. I think it's a certain spirit. I don't think it's Philly fighters are technical this way, or they're good at boxing, or they're good at jiu-jitsu or wrestling. I think it's a certain spirit that's fought with that from the Philadelphia fighter.
Okay.
Is that what makes a fighter from Philadelphia? That die hard, never quit.
Right.
If there's 1 second left in the fight, you still got a chance type attitude.
Is it part of the history that's known for Philly that motivates you and drives you to work hard to keep that spirit alive?
I think it's that, and I just think it's your surroundings. Everybody's like that.
Right.
So you just sort of adapt. Everyone's like that. Everyone who fights is like that.
Okay.
And
Just fighters.
yeah, you don't want to be an outsider.
people, right.
You don't want to be an outsider. You want to be like everyone else and be that spirited fighter who will never quit. And that's sort of how I grew up, and that's sort of how I fight today.
So the talk about around this fight is going to be very violent. You even mentioned it yourself. Being that this is your first fight at UFC, fighting in MGM, is there any concern that you might get out of your fight just because of the adrenaline rush of this moment? Is that something you have to keep in the back of your mind to keep to your game plan?
I'm nervous about that.
Okay.
For him.
Okay.
I don't. For myself, I'm not going. Oh no, I'm not going to do this.
Right.
I'm nervous about that for him.
The damage you might do to him.
When I fight guys who are really dangerous, when I fight on a big stage and there's a lot of eyes on me, I step up. I've always have in the past. I've always step up. I don't know if it's the inner show off or what it is, but I step up, and I step up in a big way. I move in ways that I don't even know I'm capable of, and usually that means that never goes good for my opponent. So that I'm looking forward to feeling that, if that's what you're talking about.
Okay. We know you're half Irish, half Puerto Rican. Puerto Ricans are known mostly for boxing. How did that background of being Puerto Rican and growing up in that boxing type mentality, how did that lead you to MMA, if at all? Did you grow up watching any of the boxers or any of that?
I just think most of the Puerto Rican boxers I know they got a slickness, they got a style, they got a swag about them, and fighting in general I feel like they related to dance a lot.
Okay.
Just being able to move, being able to be elusive, and I think the Puerto Rican culture has that. You know what I mean? It's in my blood. It's not something I chose, but it's something I am, and I can't help it.
Is that elusiveness something you carry into the cage then? Something you feel like you have?
Absolutely, yeah. I have it already. If I didn't want it, there's nothing I can do about it. I got it.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Eddie.